Hi everybody, this is BigPapaGrump. Welcome to another Out of Once episode, and today we are going to be building Silent Whisperer's Enderman farm. So I've got all sorts of resources, and the tutorial video will be linked below. And yeah, so I've got started. We're about 4 stacks of netherrack away from... This is all temporary because, you know, I know how things spawn. But this is about 4 stacks of netherrack away. It's supposed to be like a couple of 100 blocks, and I'm like, well, that's vague. So I just went in between 2 and 3. So the Dragon Island is over this way. So yeah, so that's what we've been doing. I've been doing. So yeah, I get the impression from the constant hints I've been getting from Batushka that she wants ender pearls, and it's it's also a nice XP farm. It is not a one-hit drop or anything like that. So today I'm not going to be doing any time lapses. I am going to progress update this, and it's probably going to be over the course of a couple of days worth of work. So it's been about 2 weeks since I've done any recording. We haven't really been doing a whole lot because I have been playing the ever-living stuffing out of Dauntless, and there will be some videos on that coming soon. So yeah, today is all about Minecraft though. So we're gonna get to it. Now, I'm not wearing any of my armor. I don't have any of my stuff on me. I mean, it's all in a shulker box. So, as you saw at the beginning of the episode, there was footage of me getting killed in the end. I decided to do a solo end run to get a few more shulker boxes because I wanted at least one of every color. And I have that now. I haven't named them all yet, but I'll get there. Which one didn't... Oh, the light gray one I didn't do yet. So, and here... gonna show you. Yeah, the mob grinder that we built in the last episode works fine. I hung out there for about an hour and got a shulker box full... it was shulker box plus full of gunpowder, not to mention assorted other drops. So it works just fine, and that is the old iCoco Beans design. I did not give him credit in the video because I didn't know whose design it was, but there is a link to the tutorial. It is an old school one. It works from, I believe, Java and the old console edition, and it continues to work. So sometimes the oldie but goodie kind of thing. Alright, so what we need to do here, and I'm not going to go through and do like a step-by-step tutorial, because if you've been watching me for any reason, we need to go 15 blocks out, so I'll do that while I talk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. So, I'm not the most technical Minecrafter. I understand basic redstone mechanics, and that is about it. So, I'm not going to be presumptuous enough to try to tutorialize things, especially when they're not my design. I will explain what is happening, like, okay, you put redstone dust here, you do that, but I'm not going to be in a position to tell you why. So I'm not even going to try to do that. So while I do this, this is going to be a very progress updatey episode. Just like, hey, I did this, hey, I did this, because you know, I've been doing a lot of time lapses, and with my recording setup, which is mostly stuff that came installed with Windows 10, it's very time consuming, and also trying to go and find the right music, or any music at all, sometimes can be time consuming, and I haven't had a lot of that lately. So, yeah. Especially since I've been spending most of my spare time playing Dauntless. So, which, as you may or may not have noticed, I keep adding different Dauntless footage to, or added some Dauntless footage to the new intro, and there will more than likely be more as I stream some. I haven't really streamed a whole lot. I streamed once, and it was very early on. I have advanced a little bit more in the game, so there's like a bit of a time jump. Is it me, or is every one of these builds a giant square? Now, this platform, if I remember correctly, is going to be the platform with the water on it. And then it goes down from here. So there will be damaged Endermen, some of which will fall into the killing chamber. Oh, didn't go far enough. Easy enough. As long as I didn't go the other way. But there will be damaged Endermen, but for the most part, you're just going to have to kill them as is. Because the water, when they hit the water, they will take a little bit of damage. But it's all good. Because really not interested in the XP as much. Although that's nice, and you get a decent amount of XP from Enderman versus like skeletons. However, it's more about the Ender Pearls. Okay. Let's see if I can catch it. No. And into the void you go. So I'm going to finish building this, and I'll be back when I'm done. Okay, so platform is built, and I'm going to want to put an edge around it. This is 33 by 33, and then one out. Apparently do not need the corner blocks, so that's why I have the netherrack, because that is my disposable block. So yeah, so that's where we are now. Now, if you're building this in survival, well, I mean, I'm building this in survival, but if you're building this with the, in peace, not in peaceful, you're going to want to torch this up because you'll have Endermen spawning like crazy up here. So, but since I'm building this in peaceful, I'm not worried about the torches. But if you've got it on easy, normal, or hard, you're going to want to make sure you torch spam this area. It's going to get full of water, so you'll get all your torches back eventually. But yeah, so, okay. So now on to the next step. What is... Come on, there you go. So, what we're going to want to do next is find out what blocks we need. Because you've got the spawning platform up there, and there's going to be stuff involving leaf blocks, and it's going to be all sorts of fun there. Leaf blocks, glass, regular blocks. And then coming down is going to be all the different little platforms that involve pistons, and you'll see as we build it. Okay, so what you should end up with is something that looks like this, which is very grindy and tedious to build, but not so bad. Find a rhythm. But yeah, so the next stage is, I believe, the leaves and stuff. So we're going to go get resources and start on that. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of this while I get ready to sign off for today. I think I've got enough footage for now, and I will do this section off camera. because it's dull, boring, and obnoxious. I mean, I guess it wasn't a complete disaster that I did the bottom portion the way I did it, because I could always just do this from up here. Taking all this dirt out is going to be a pain, but it's a throwaway block anyways. Although I could use netherrack, I suppose, because that I don't worry about. Not worried about if any of that despawns. Oh, whoopsie. I made an error. Inconceivable. Okay, so that's going to be it for now. Might be back on later for some progress updates. And I'll just let this stream render. See ya. Okay, so as you can hear by the whooping noises, we are back in normal. And I built this. I was going to build it bigger, but you really don't need anything else, to be honest with you. And if by chance you decide to just fly over, you've got, you know, something along the line there to, you know, keep the visual. Now, the reason we've got a large progress update is because I finished the rest of this in another stream. You can almost see the silhouette of it there. And, yeah, for whatever reason, Mixer lost my footage. So, it's just a glitch. Is what it is. But, it is done. Now, a few things about this is that it will only produce 8 Endermen at a time. So, it will only spawn 8. They spawn quickly and fill back up rather quickly. Now, coming down here are more of those piston things like are up in there. So, and I finished the top layer and all that good stuff with the leaves. And then there's a ring of slabs that goes around to keep them from spawning on the edge. So, as we come in here, there they are. And apparently there are a few ender pearls up there for some reason. Why are you landing on that block? Okay. Anyways. And it produced that much and 9 levels while I was wearing an entire set of mending armor and holding a sword with mending on it. So it produced that much. So I'm going to just pop stuff into a shulker box, along with some random stuff, bits and bobs I picked up from the portal. So yeah. So just to give this thing a very noisy test run. Yes, I'm trying to kill them with a shovel. I should probably take my armor off, since in theory there should be none out here. Oh, my shovel took a beating somewhere. I don't remember what I was doing when my shovel's dead. Okay. So, is my minecart still going? Yes. Okay, cool. Now, of course, I'm not using my looting weapon, so I'm not getting nearly as many ender pearls. This shouldn't take long. Does this sword have smite on it? Yes, it does. Okay. So we are getting some decent drops out of this thing. And some pretty decent XP. Because I'm up over 30, and you know how stuff slows down. God, that's loud. Alright. That's enough for now. I can get my... Yeah, so that's almost 16 stacks in roughly, because it was about 6 minutes yesterday, though. We'll call that just under 10 minutes. Not to mention, I went from level 21 to level 32 in about that time. So yes, it works pretty brilliantly. In addition, there's also, and I believe it's probably going to be the next project, the Nether Hub, which basically all of this is going to come down. Basically, all these little tunnels, my little tunnel, that little tunnel, blah, blah, blah. The portals obviously are going to stay. And I'm going to do a room design for it. I've got a couple of design images, I guess, or design ideas that I got off of Google. Actually took the time to go back and credit the... or find out who the originator was. And we'll kind of do a mishmash of those, not necessarily based in color. But yeah, so it's going to wrap around probably... It'll probably include the Blaze Farm. And then kind of end back here somewhere. Mostly because my spawn room over there is dumb. It just doesn't work. So what Patushka did was she actually researched dumb bedrock mechanics and made this room here, which currently isn't... Oh, come here, Squishy. Bye, Squishy. Alright. It turns out that, Enderman, or not Enderman, Nether... Is that off by a block? Is that supposed to be off by a block? Yes, apparently it is. Okay. So, the way Nether skeleton, or Wither skeletons spawn, and all of that, things spawn in Nether fortresses, which I don't know the mechanics, but they much like guardians and whatnot, will only spawn in certain spots. While some of the coding for some of the mobs, like guardians, where they will only spawn in like 25 spots, Wither skeletons will spawn on like the northeast corner of a chunk or something. I don't know what it is. It's goofy like that. Don't quote me on that one. So she figured it out, made a room, and things spawn in here. Right now, nothing is, mostly because there's a whole bunch of stuff spawned out there. If I put it in peaceful and start it up again, it'll reset this, because that's one of the things it needs. And I've also found that I periodically have to set it in peaceful and then right back into normal in order to get the blazes to behave properly for a couple of minutes. Bedrock spawn mechanics are weird. But anyways. So now that... Oop, I'm going the wrong way. So now that that's over with, let's go over to Patushka's base and see what she's been working on. Have I mentioned how cool I think her base looks? Stupid Enderman. Okay. So this is her automated kelp farm, which produces like 14 million kelp a second or something ridiculous. Anyways, it makes use of a flying machine to harvest. I don't care what she says, I'm still proud of mine. But yeah, so let's see if we can't get a closer look without greening anything. So you've got, oh, I assume this is a water stream that pushes everything here into hoppers and into a chest, I assume. There it is, which is currently empty, and there's no way that chest is big enough for what she can harvest. So we got kelp for eons. I'm actually thinking about filling in my kelp farm, because, you know, this thing puts mine to shame. Oh yeah, and this happened to me. Hi. So I was over in the river between my base and the iron farm area, and I'm just fishing. That's all I'm doing. I'm just fishing. And then a loud boom happens, and next thing I know, there are 4 skeleton horses with 4 skeletons on them. So I very carefully and skillfully took out... I probably told the story already. Very carefully and skillfully took out the skeleton horses, told Xbox to capture it. It didn't. Just would not record the footage. So I just took a photo of the aftermath and posted it on Instagram. So anyways, I've been BigPapaGrump, and this was a interestingly uneventful yet very eventful Odd Ones episode. So on behalf of myself, Agnes, and Tyrone, thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time.